Hello, guys. Welcome back to 2024. And did you guys do any resolutions? um, if you did, let me know in the comments if you have any resolutions or if you made any. Because did you know that only 8% of women um, will give up on, will only keep their resolutions for the first month? Yeah, only 8%. Oh, that's not very many, is there? No. So, we're going to do why resolutions do not work. Okay, so let me know in the comments if you guys have done any resolutions. Have you ever thought of any? Have you ever done them in the past? Was there any resolutions that you actually did that you actually, succeeded in? Okay. Yeah. So let me know in the comments. So, my name is Angie Langley, and I am a happiness expert, and I specialize in intuitive healing, energy healing, and trauma healing. And if you are a woman who is a leader in her field, who has been knocked down by a trigger or a trauma or what the hell ever, you know, this is where you need to be because I can show you how to rise up so you can take back control of your life again. Okay, so if this is you or someone you know, this is where you need to be. So come on into my group, okay? I go live here every Wednesday at it's 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 7 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time where I'm at. And I go live and I teach. And I help um, you know, people with their trauma, right? People have trauma and fears that they don't even know they had, right? I have a client that she was petrified of driving over a bridge, had no idea why, right? Until we found out that in a past life, somebody pushed her off a bridge and she drowned, right? So, and that fear came into this life, right? So, um, so give me a call if you guys have anything like this. Okay. So today we're going over resolutions. So do you guys have any? Well, I made one, and it's well, actually two. I made two resolutions, and they're big ones. They're quite big, because I either go big or go home. Right? Anyone else like that? Yeah. So yeah, so I think they're pretty realistic. So they will be. Um, I will be doing them this year. So, so what resolutions have you guys done, or do you guys do them? Okay. Some people they go and they have fitness goals, right? Yeah, because 5 years, I think it was 5 years ago, I did my bodybuilding competition and I got that ready in 4 months, guys, 4 months. And I worked my butt off literally to get that. And one of my resolutions was to get fit, to be the best shape I've ever been in my life. And I did it. Right. And I even had the little bronze medal to prove it. So, yeah, right? So sometimes, we need that little motivation, just something to help us through. Okay. So, yeah, so a fitness goal, right? A health goal, like just eating better, drinking more water, drinking less alcohol, or anything that's harmful for you. Um, what else? Tell me some more resolutions do you guys have? It could be take a course, right? Or go back to school, right? Some people they go for that financial goal, right? They want to make so much money at a certain amount of time, right? Yeah. Um, so some people want to be healthier. Some people want to be happier, right? And some people have goals that are, wanting to learn more about themselves, about their personal growth, right? Yeah. So if that's you guys, you're in the good place, right? Because as I grow and learn, I bring it in here and I show you guys how to do the same thing too. So yeah, career advancements, right? So do you guys have like a promotion, or you want to go for that raise, or even a new job, right? Or even a total career change, right? Those are resolutions, right? Yeah. Health and fitness are self-care, right? A lot of us, we don't do enough self-care. And this last year, I was guilty of that. I didn't do as much as I should have, you know. Although I did walk, I love going for my walks, and but I could have done more, right? So this year is going to be one of the things that is important to me. Okay, is self-care. Right. So, and it doesn't need to be anything fancy. It doesn't have to cost any money. You don't have to go and get your hair done or your nails done every week or every day, or, you don't have to go to a spa. You don't have to go, on trips or anything like that. You can do self-care right here in your own house. Right. So it's pretty cool. So we'll go over some self-care things that we can do. Some things are pretty weird and wonderful that we can do. So if you think of anything weird and wonderful that you do for self-care, let me know in the comments, and we'll do a show on that. Okay. So what other things that you guys have for resolutions, right? It could be relationships, right? Some people may want to get out of a relationship, right? Some people have toxic partners. Some people, I've talked to a lot of women that are going through a divorce. They're organizing my house. Yeah, that's an awesome one. Yeah. Yeah. So, or even just finding an amazing relationship. And it doesn't have to be with a spouse or a partner. It could be a family member. Okay. I'm just doing my exercise, trying to get my stress under control and listening to you. Oh, okay. Exercise is good. Yeah. So I have an amazing friend who is, I'm going to interview her on here. She agreed to come in, and she is amazing. And, I tell everyone that she is the only person that ever got me on a stage in a bikini. So, and I'm going to interview her here coming up this month. So that'll be pretty awesome. So stay tuned for that, because she's pretty amazing. Yeah. So what other things do you guys have for resolutions? Okay. Environmental issue. Like, you could have a resolution to put in your own garden and have grow your own food, right? Or preserve your own food, right? With the cost of groceries now, we got to start doing something, right? So, yeah, I've always done that, so that's no big deal for me. But some people, they have trouble with that; they don't know how. So, yeah, so. My son and I, we do a lot of that. My son is a chef, so he, whatever I can't figure out, he knows how to do. Right. And I have some of my friends coming in and messaging him or me and saying, how can we do this? Like, how can we make this? Right. So, and he's always good that way. He's always great to help out with anything like that. So, yeah. So, why do you guys think that these goals don't work, or these resolutions don't work? Do you guys have any idea? Right. Yeah. So what is a resolution for? Right. What do you guys think a resolution is for? We always do resolutions at the first of the year, right? A New Year's resolution. And it's always like a goal that you work on to help you get through for the year, to improve yourself, right? It's a goal setting, right? It's kind of like a fresh start, right? Yeah. And it's just like the first of the year just has that momentum, like for a new year, a whole new opportunities, right? And and you kind of reflect back and set those intentions of, okay, this didn't work last year, but I'm going to do it this year, right? Yeah. So why are some of these resolutions don't work? Right? If you guys want the replay for this, put hashtag replay in the comments and I can get that to you. And if you need help, or if you know someone, or if you have any kind of fear or trauma or, a health issue that you just can't figure out what's going on, give me a call. Okay. I can help you with that too. So, yeah. I had a client, she was going to miss her flight one day. She messaged me out of the blue and she goes, "Oh, can you see what's wrong with my mom?" And I was like, "Why? What's going on?" And she says, "Well, she went to the hospital and they think she's having a heart attack." And I'm like, "Oh no." She said, and I'm at the point now where I'm going to cancel my flight and just stay here because I don't know what's going on. She said, "I don't want to go fly to her." She had a retreat she had to go to that she was working on, and she was going to cancel everything and stay home. So she goes, "I don't know what's going on." And I'm like, "Your mom's not having a heart attack." She goes, "What? The doctors are saying, yeah, she's having a heart attack." And I said, "No." I said, "Don't cancel your flight." I said, "It's a gastronol, uh, intestinal thing." She's like, she's got a lot of heartburn and things like that. So she goes, "No, the doctors are saying, no, it's her heart. It's her heart." And I'm like, "No, it's not." Right? I'm not getting that. I mean, her heart is perfectly healthy. I said, "What I'm getting is a gastrointestinal issue." Right? So she's like, "Well, okay." I said, "So don't cancel your flight. Don't." So as she was in the airport, she called the doctor up and she was waiting for her flight. And the doctor told her that it wasn't her heart, that it was a gastrointestinal issue that she was having. Right? And so she messages me back and she says, "You were right." She said, "I'm so glad I listened to you and not, the doctors." Right. So, yeah. So if you guys are having these issues, like, a lot of people, I had a woman one time, she was having chest pain. She had pressure in her chest. She had shortness of breath. She actually thought she was having a heart attack. And she rushed to the hospital and she was like, they hooked her up. They did every test they could possibly find on her. And they told her heart was fine. That she was, there was nothing wrong with her. She wasn't having a heart attack. But she was having all these symptoms and you couldn't figure out why she was having all these symptoms, right? So it's like, she found out that I was in Windsor. And she was like, um, um, she goes, I just want to do a session to see what's going on. And I was like, "Oh, okay." She never told me anything about her pressure in her heart and stuff like that. She never told me anything about that. So here I am, and I'm going over her. And when I was working on her, I felt 4 spirits around her. And so 3 of them come forward. They were passed on loved ones. And but one was kind of standing back, and this one wasn't coming forward, so I couldn't figure out who it was. And I told her that. I was like, "Yeah, there's one, when I'm working on you, I talk through it, right? So I can tell you exactly what's going on. And you can, tell me, what you're feeling, what you're seeing." I've had clients smell things, taste things, right? Yeah. So I said, "Well, we'll find out what's going on." So anyway, I get to her heart and I said, "Your heart is broken." And she said, "Yeah." She said, "But I don't know why." She said, "I went to the hospital," and this is when she was telling me she went to the hospital for a heart attack. And I'm like, "Well, there's nothing wrong with your heart. It's just shattered in a million pieces." I said, "And you're so sad." Like, I had tears rolling down my eyes. I was crying so hard from her heart. There was so much sadness in her heart. And I said, "You've lost someone close to you, haven't you?" And she said, "Yeah." And then by that time, she was crying too, which, right? So we get very emotional here. But and come to find out, it was her mom who had passed away that she was very close to, and she had so much grief from losing her mom, right? And and I said, your mom didn't want to go, did she? She didn't want to die. And she says, no. I said, she wasn't ready, was she? And she goes, no. And, this woman had so many health issues. She had beaten cancer 3 times. She had more broken bones from motor vehicle accidents than you could shake a stick at, right? And she told me that the doctors told her they do not know why she's still alive. And I said, well, do you want me to tell you why you're still alive? She goes, well, if you can, yes. And I said, well, your mom is here. I said, she wanted to make her own damn entrance. And she said, yep, that would be mom. I said, she is making sure that you're not ready to go until you're damn good and ready. So she said, when you're ready to go, then it's your time. She said, but right now, your mom is in the background, making sure that you live a long, healthy, happy life for as long as you can. And of course, that got us crying again. Right? So I healed up her heart. I put it all back together. And I released all that grief that she had inside of her. And, the symptoms went away. Right? So it was so cool for me to be able to do that. Like she was totally amazed about what was found, because these doctors, they don't, our modern medicine only treats symptoms. It doesn't cure, it doesn't get to the root cause, right? So and that's what they're for, right? That's why they go to medical school, right? To heal or treat symptoms, right? So and it's not their fault. They don't that's not what they're studying to do, right? So yeah, so resolutions, guys, you need to look after yourselves. And sometimes we make unrealistic goals, right? It's like, okay, I want to lose 40 pounds this month and I want to be a millionaire by the end of January. That is totally unrealistic, right? And, and you're going to give up. You're not going to do anything like that. Do you guys have any unrealistic goals? Put some in the comments. Let me know what some unrealistic goals are that you can think of. Some people don't plan, right? We need to plan these things. It's like, okay, I want to lose 40 pounds. Okay, I have to get a plan. I need my grocery list. I need to, when I was bodybuilding, I had everything pre-made. I did meal prep once a week for the whole week. So everything was measured, everything was weighed, everything was pre-portioned. So all I had to do was grab it and go. Okay. I even had my exercises planned out. So every day I had different exercises that I did. Right. Yeah. So, and I knew it wasn't going to take me, 1 month to lose 40 pounds. Right. Although I didn't need that much, but yeah, I knew it was going to take time. And so when I had a competition, Jen went and said, oh, come on, we can do this competition in July. And I'm thinking, freaking out here a little bit. So I worked really hard to be able to get ready for that. So, and, it was the most amazing experience I've ever had, and I'll may do it again. Right. So sometimes we don't have that support, right? If Jen wasn't on my butt saying, okay, this is what we can do this time, or when I had a plateau where I was just working out, and I was just like, it's nothing's working, she supported me through that. She talked me through it. Now, and it's the same as your healing journey. right? Because this is why people, they go to therapy, and after a year or two, they just give up because they're just thinking, oh, I'm not going to be able to do this, right? I'm not making any headway. It's because you don't have the support, right? So when you guys come work with me, you have that support, right? I had a post yesterday about one of my clients, and she goes, I just have to call you and talk to you. And it's like, oh, okay. What happened? What do you need? She says, I just wanted to know that I'm doing good. I feel great. And I just wanted you to know that. And I'm like, well, thank you. I said, because sometimes, we go through these things, and people just think, oh, well, I have this wrong or I have that wrong. We don't, sometimes we need to feel the good stuff too, right? So, yeah, so you need that support, okay, to help you get through these goals. And if you don't have that, you're going to give up, right? And it's not because of your willpower, right? Yeah, so it's not that willpower that gives you up, and it's not your Patsy either, right? Remember her? Yeah. Yeah, it's not your Patsy either. So yeah, so if you guys have anything else that you have a big audacious goal that you want to accomplish this year, put it in the comments if you do, okay? And also, guys, there's a link above that says StreamYard for Facebook. So you can click on that and then come on back. That way I can see who's here and who's commenting, okay? Yeah, so, and we also have these external stressors, right? A lot of us do a lot of emotional eating. We get depressed, we get stressed out, we get burned out. I had adrenal fatigue because of stress related things from, here at home and at work, right? And it was terrible, so sometimes these things, makes it difficult to keep on track, okay? Even a trigger will knock you down, right? I had my client, she said, I had a dream about, a family member that she is, estranged from, right? And she said, it was like no big deal. And I said, great. I said, that means he's not triggering you anymore, right? So when you do see him in real life, I said, you're not going to be bothered anymore. She goes, really? And I said, yeah, that's amazing, right? So, some of these triggers, they put us down these rabbit holes and we can't get back up, right? And that just knocks our resolutions all to hell, right? Yeah, Sasan is amazing. Carrie, her transformation is unreal. And then there's Sherry. Sherry is like, her transformation has been unreal. I've had Marnie, Marnie is totally focused on her business now. She is so creative now that she's gotten rid of all of this trauma that has been, and even though she has these stressors come up, she's able to handle them now, right? So yeah, it's so cool. So if you guys want to know more about this, or even if I can help you, put hashtag call in the comments, okay? And because you never know, right? I can tell you exactly where your blocks are, and if I can help you in 10 minutes, right? And that's all it takes. So put hashtag call in the comments, and we can set up a time to do that. Okay? So lack of motivation. A lot of us don't have the motivation to keep going. Life is busy, especially as women who, we work. Some of us work and have businesses. Some of us have children at home. I have a sick hubby at home here, and it's a lot, right? We have our housework to do. We have to pay bills. We have to be this. We have to be that, and it's a lot, right? And sometimes we just put ourselves in the back burner and we're like, oh, the hell with it. I'm not even going to bother working out today. I'm not even going to do my walk today. Or, who cares if I have a piece of chocolate cake, right? Um, so that lack of motivation is really, really puts us back, doesn't it? Yeah. Um, being being a perfectionist, right? Making sure everything is just perfectly perfect, right? Anybody here like that? uh, you know, and that just spiral us down that rabbit hole again, right? Because it just takes one little thing that's not just that perfect thing, and it just knocks us down, right? And once you get to the point, it's like, oh, okay, I'll just work through that, or I'll work around that. Um, yeah, you can have that piece of cake, but don't have the whole damn cake, right? Just have that little piece, get over that craving, and just get back at it again, right? Yeah. Same as our healing journey, everyone is different. We all, my journey wasn't the same as everybody else's, right? And this is why I am so good at what I do, is because I give you guys your own custom plan to get you there, right? And yeah, so just because one person has something doesn't mean it's going to work for somebody else, right? And and I know that. So some people go to therapy and they go by the book, right? It's like, oh, you do this and you do this and you do this, but they don't really explain it, and they don't tell you why it's so important to do that, right? Yeah. I know Carrie was saying when she went to therapy, the tools they gave her just annoyed the hell out of her and she wouldn't do them. And then when I was giving her the tools to work on things, she goes, oh, that's really weird. But she really enjoyed them, right? And because I made them fun and I made them unusual. And yeah, they did. But they worked, right? It really worked, right? So yeah, so it's pretty cool. I mean, and I never know what I'm going to find or what you guys are going to come through. And all of my clients, all of my women that I have in my group, once that trauma and that negativity and all those triggers are gone, their intuition blew up, right? Yeah. They, it was blocked. Their intuition was totally blocked. And, and now that they're opened, they're on the spiritual journey now too, right? So their intuition is on point. They're totally focused on what they want to do. And yeah, so you just don't know what's going to happen when you let go of all those things, right? So if one of your resolutions is to get healthy and happy, yeah, put hashtag happy in the comments and give me a call. Okay. Lack of flexibility. Some people have to be rigid on their schedules, right? And it's fine to do that, but if something pops up and you had to work late, or you had to take one of the kids to school, or my daughter's having a baby shower, right, coming up soon. So you have to be flexible around these things too, right? So sometimes if we are not flexible in our resolutions and keeping our resolutions in our plan, right, it's not going to work. Okay? Yeah. Having that negative mindset, a negative mindset is a lot to do with, who? Patsy, right? She's keeping us safe, right? And she's always saying, oh, no, you can't work out tonight. You're not going to be able to lift that, or you're never going to be able to walk. If you run down the road, people are going to think you're a big fat whale, right? So these are a lot of things that are in your head, right? So just like when I was swimming, I had to take swimming lessons. It was like, oh, if that water looks cold, you better not go in there. You're going to look fat in that baby suit, right? Yeah. So, and that cuts us back and that sets us back, right? So, and we're going to start doubting ourselves and our confidence is going to go downhill. And it's like, no, you're not going to be able to do it, right? So, keeping that positive mindset to help you with that, it will help you with your resolutions a lot better, right? Yeah. Um, Lack of visible progress, right? Like, my clients, I have a picture of them the day they started with me. And I don't know if you guys have seen any of them or not. I may post them in the group here after a while, but and then I have a picture of them about 2 or 3 months after. And they're thinking, oh, it's, oh God, I don't want to see that. I feel terrible. I'm going to look awful. But the changes in them were unreal. They didn't even recognize themselves. I could see it. I could see the changes in their energy. They were shining their light. They were getting brighter. They were smiling. They were doing things they've never thought they would do in a million years. And, and just the look of them. It was totally cool. It was totally amazing, right? So having that lack of visible progress, if I hadn't did that, or they would be like, I'm not changing, I'm not doing anything. But where I did that, they were like, oh wow, I look like that now. And it's like, yes, you guys are beautiful, you're amazing, so you need that too, right? Yeah. And sometimes you have these obstacles in our way, right? You're getting to a gym and your car breaks down, or we have people always, or Patsy is always making up excuses for not doing our exercises, to not being able to heal, not being able to get to the grocery store to buy food to help you heal, right? So there's always these obstacles in the way. You might have my mom. My mom, I love her to pieces. And when I was working out and getting ready for my competition, she was like, I don't know why you're doing that. Now, why are you doing that? You're going to starve yourself to death, right? Have you guys ever heard that before? Yeah. Yeah, so that was an obstacle that I had to deal with. So luckily, I'm used to my mom, and that is just her way of showing us that she cares and that she protects us, right? So when I told her what I was doing, she's just like, I don't know why you're doing that. But after everyone kept coming up to her and says, oh man, did you see what Angie's doing? She's doing great. Do you know she can walk 15 miles, right? Or she can lift this. And yeah. And then she was like, oh, okay. So then her mindset changed too. So that obstacle, went out the window, right? So, but we have these obstacles in our way, right? And most of them are ours, our own internal ones, right? So, so we have to deal with those. And that's with everything that we do, right? Not just our resolutions, but even our healing, right? I have a lot of people that are like, oh no, I can't work with you. I'm too far gone. I was like, well, how do you know? If if we don't try, like give me 10 minutes, right? Just 10 minutes. And so put #call in the comments, and we can get on a call, and I can see if I can help you or not. Okay. So guys, come back tomorrow, because I have some ways that we are going to be able to do some more with our resolutions. Okay. So I'm going to get into some more weird and wonderful ways of being able to keep these resolutions up. Okay. And later on in the month, we are going to have an amazing interview with Jen. So she's pretty amazing. So, so stay tuned for that. And so come back next week. We're going to do resolutions again. And we're going to find some different ways to keep them and how to keep them going longer and how to support. So if you guys have any resolutions, and, and if you want that support, if you want us to say, Yeah, you're doing great. Let's go. Keep going. Keep going. Um, I love weird and wonderful. I know, Carrie, you do. um, put it in the comments, right? Because if you're not getting that support anywhere else, you can get it here. Okay. So, yeah. So, if you guys need that support, if you have a big goal that you want to do or to deal with, if you have that obstacle that you have to get rid of, um, put it in the comments. Okay. And we'll support you. And we can do this, right? Because I've said 2024 is going to be our happiest year yet, right? So, so come back again next week. We're going to do some weird and wonderful things. I always tell people I always do weird and wonderful things. So come back again next week, and I will see you guys all then. Have a great night.